Need to articulate the good.
Yeah.
I will quote Fifth Element and say that time is not important, only life is important.
Time not important, only life important.
Like love. Love is worth saving.
I don't know love.
Now encompasses everything. Does it not?
It's all there is.
It's all there is.
You choose survival, social, wisdom, or heart.
Miss, multipass.
I do believe that this consciousness is sort of like a meat popsicle, as Bruce Willis in The Fifth Element called it.
Sir, are you classified as human?
Negative. I am a meat popsicle.
Chad just got an elliptical. Chad, get in here. I'll show you what's up. Show you how it's done.
Fifth Element, and the gal that's playing in Fifth Element, I had the same. So I had this tendency to be able to be captured by the stories or the performances, and I think there's something similar to that. If I'm watching a movie or a film and I'm immersed in the story, that's a flow state too.
But life is time. Your life is made up of the time you have. That's all it is.
You see, Father, by creating a little destruction,
A cherry.
I'm in fact encouraging life.
You're a monster, Zook. I know.
See, you've given yourself up. But this is the most powerful thing that can be done. Surrender.
Why don't you take this opportunity to answer that in the Hive Mind chat or in the comments if you're watching the replay? What do you want to exist even if you don't? And how much of a difference do you make to it?
Wind blows. Fire burns.
There are some things, very nice things worth saving.
Like love.
Like love. Love is worth saving.
I don't know love.
Because I love you.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1.
This is a place. And when we see each other, we can start playing together and working together. Those things you call commercials, I don't make those. People who want to play make them. And I don't know what my control is for it, especially that big moment.
Gentlemen, this is the elimination course. My calling is to keep men out of the ministry. I consider my chance of success when the blood is 4 feet deep and the bodies are floating around the room.
That's amazing.
Now, we're trying to gain people's attention. Before the people were able to commit to a follow, and again, I can't help but watch this and think, things are riding us. Things are riding us. And it's increasingly obvious
modernity sort of
lured us into imagining we were in charge. That we were somehow in control, but we're not in control.
You've got a tiny group of people that are just sort of hyper about the blues, and they're learning together, and all of this new stuff sort of bursts forth. And in Laurel Canyon, you have this tiny little group of people that are sort of working on this, and then, you know, in some ways, via technology, this stuff just spreads all out
throughout the world. It, of course, made me think about this little corner, because what doesn't? And it made me think about the little group of people that are just playing with things now.
And
I thought Jordan Hall said it very well in the conversation, you know.
What's up, everybody?
In our globalized contextuality of 8 billion people, what things we do have in common with people from wherever is often shared media consumption. Shared media consumption. Shared media consumption. Like, I am a leaf on the wind, watch how I fly, speaks to everybody who is as deep into that show as I was. And so though it's like, and to understand what I'm talking about with that, I usually reference the next generation, which is the next generation. So with that, I usually reference the next generation, start. Welcome heretofore then to the Sunday service for May 19th, 2024. You are what you eat. I am General Griswold Gaius Grimm of the 1st LARP Ingression Protocol. You're a shaper. Wake the fuck up. Speaking of which, I miss Raj. I
do that.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
And then I will go into sort of my story. First, I did say that I was going to do this at the last meetup, but for some reason, all along the Watchtower, whenever I think about us having this conversation, that song pops into my head. So
the Bob Dylan song?
Yeah, Bob Dylan. Although I will sing/recite, not really sing, the version with the Jimi Hendrix makes an augmentation.
Oh, really?
In the first chord. Yeah, to the first verse.
I haven't heard the Jimi Hendrix.
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency. Here you go. You get a chance for the bonuses. Chance for the bonuses. You didn't hear me say, why aren't you in church? Survival, social wisdom, or heart is what you choose to make a savings throw on the Griswold Grimm live streams. And that time has come. Do you base your savings throw against the mind control on your will to survive? Your social network, the wisdom you've acquired over your ancient years, or the power of your heart. That's what's going to serve you as the basis for your mind control resistance. I roll the die. If it's over 10, you made your savings throw and take half damage from the mind control and the rest of the show. If it's under 10, you take full damage. But remember, Embody, we want what's best for you. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Woo! Got a pair again. Pair is it?
That's someone hard to. No, it's a pair again. It's nice. I like it the way the dice twin up a lot. Okay, survivalists with his prime 17, socialists, prime 19, lovers of wisdom, prime 17, and hard folks. That's it. That's 16 for you. 16 over there, and indigo kids. That is a Baker's Coven. Baker's Coven for you on today's saves. I hope you're doing well, and we're gonna do a show. It's gonna have clips. I'm gonna say things. There's a card. I'm being of service, so the title's covered. We're gonna go over the thumbnail image. You are what you eat. That's gonna be fun for everybody. But first, why don't you slide on in with some nice peacocking? Hello. I see the assassin. I see the assassin. I see Yeah, it's a good one. No one says so. Say we all to the branding. So look at that. I peacock eye. Melchizedek. What do I put in the search term to get to your live streams where you use the AI slave bots? What do I put in the search of the YouTubes for that?
A man is defined by his action, not his memory.
Remember, embody.
Now open your mind to me.
There is no agency.
Open your mind. Open your mind.
Do it. At 5Z242. At 5Z242. I'll remember it. I'll star that so I can find it later. That's if you want to go now because you're bored or whatever. Okay. So I came and I shit on Chad's stream earlier. The Sunday chill, and then I started watching it later, and even he was talking about the Terrence Howard appearance on the Joe Rogan right after. Then wasn't that weird? How I covered it and then he went on Rogan? That was odd. That was not the first time that shit's happened. Okay. Speaking of which, I have some, what do you call it there? Pieces of, like, there's 3 hours of it, and it's way more than you can handle. I'm just waiting for any reputable physicist to say, no, he's full of shit because this, and this. That should be what's coming next. Stay in the pipe for that. But the things I picked up from it, you might not have. So no, it's not the spinal cord guy. It's this guy. Here, this fella. Is this the part we're doing? Yes. Okay.
What was your consensus about human nature in comparison to what dignity and integrity should move somebody to do in comparison for chasing that gold?
Well, I think for a lot of people, first of all, what happens is first the show becomes famous, right? So the show gets
Okay, let's see if that was a short enough clip to make this a commentary reaction video and not get stricken.
On television. Initially, people do it because they want to be on television. Then the show becomes successful and people do it because they like it. They watch it home and they wonder if they could do it. Could I do that? Like most people say, the physical challenges, like those would be interesting to me. Man, I can't eat bugs. I can't do that.
Oh, what? What? What?
People really dislike this sound. Personally, I'm a huge fan of the buzz, and I love heading into an area that's teeming with these extremely fascinating red-eyed insects. Leaves and soft plant tissue. Cicadas, on the other hand, feed primarily on xylem liquids, which contain water, amino acids, and minerals. Now, the 2000 distribution. Now, the periodical cicadas that can be found right now in June of 2019 in the Northeast belong to brood number 8. So if you live in western Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio, in the tip of the northern panhandle of West Virginia, then you've probably heard or have come into contact with these insects. Now, the last time this brood emerged was in 2000. And something that gets inside the bodies of these cicadas causes their abdomens to fall off and alters the behaviors of these cicadas to a significant degree. Of course, I'm talking about a fungus here, and this is a fungus I probably won't see again in this region for over a dozen years. So let's go see. It has desired in contact with spores from a pathogenic fungus known as Massospora cicadina. While many of these nymphs will continue their life cycle unscathed by the fungus, a small percentage of the insects, around 2 to 5%, will soon develop an infection that manifests itself as a blown out abdomen and a powdery mass of fungal spores.
A lot of that's in your head, and it's like anything. It's just a challenge to see if you could overcome your natural instincts. And like I ate a roach; it was nothing. It's no big deal. I ate a bunch of things.
I ate a cicada.
I ate a sheep. Cicadas are actually good. Like.
It's been fascinating to watch locally where we are, to notice a hostility against local farming, like an open hostility against, for example, like passed several laws recently where you're not allowed to have, like you're not allowed to grow stuff at home, like you're not allowed to have even just chickens or whatever. Like in different places in Quebec, they're really trying to clamp down on people doing on their own, and even some organic farms have been closed down for reasons that are very suspicious that are nearby where we are. And you're thinking, these are the same people, like the same governments that are touting, like how we need to save the environment and everything, but at the same time, but then they're opening the biggest bug factory in the world is going to be in Ontario here. I think it's already open, and they're making.
Like people cook them, and there's, by the way, you should cook them because there's a giant hatch about to go down right now, and they were just showing images of these things coming out of the ground because it's like a 13-year cycle.
Yeah,
and there's billions of them, and you eat them. They're
a
delicious.
Great source
apparently.
of protein.
Yeah, they're a great source of protein. People got to get past the idea of eating bugs, but so then people started doing the show because.
And there you have it, delivery on the thumbnail of the show. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal for making this show possible. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. Now, as I told you, I shit on Chad's stream earlier, but I was poking around it later, and I found this I thought was good. No, wait, you gotta present the game, son of a... Nah, that one? Sure.
But
Yeah.
then that also that's not very hopeful, because if we're trying to bring about, which maybe we shouldn't be trying to bring about Pentecost, maybe the trying to bring about is what makes it Pentecost versus Babel or something. Like if you try to do it, is that Babel? And if it just comes as a miracle or comes as a grace, is that Pentecost? I don't know.
Yeah, so like I think of like when I had the image come to mind of like a cosmological burrito, like that to me is a miracle. And so it's just a way of repositioning yourself to a stance of gratitude and mystery all at the same time. Because like some of it you can explain, correct?
Right.
But then the deeper you start to look at it, the further away you get to explanation, because you can't actually tell me, like, if the guy's name was, I don't even know who the guy's name is that put the screw in the drywall, right? I don't know that guy's name, but I know it was probably a guy. Right. I don't know what kind of tools he was using, but I know he was probably using some sort of a drill. I don't know what his family life was like, or if he had one, or if he even is still alive. But see, like the deeper you start to look at like the particulars of the mystery, the further away it seems, but it also generates the enchantment of it all, which I really like.
The list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast Magic Missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile. Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here. I'm attacking the darkness. I'm attacking the darkness.
People would hire drywall hanging chicks in Hooters uniforms. I'm sure of it. By Pastor Paul Vandeclay. Pastor Paul Vandeclay, nice to see you. Nice to see you. We are now at the part where the card and all the chitting on Chad's stream and whatnot. But I have to go find Melchizedek's channel real quick. So you can. Where the kitten? We're working on it. They like the tuna. Oh. You know, you could fund a special account of just of what you make off of YouTube and then feel okay about throwing more of it back into YouTube. And then, wait a minute. What? Yeah, actually, you got to clean this
Listen
out.
to him. I think he is telling us the truth. That is indeed what he wants. Those of you who are sort of sniffing for duplicity or grift or dishonesty, I don't smell any of that here. I think he's telling us. I see this guy. I see both of these guys, but I see this guy as being very, very genuine and honest. He is telling.
Now what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime?
Melchizedek did once. He helped send me to the Peugeot Fest 2024, and he's got a live stream you can check out. Here's a piece of what that looked like.
What can you offer me that I don't already have? Show me this knowledge that I may decide to take it for my own. The dragon's eyes flashed ruby and sapphire. The woman was coming under its spell. The dragon puffed its chest and spread its wings, then raising its head to the sky, shot fire from its mouth that reached towards the heavens. Eva, astounded by this display, knew a new thing. The fire in the fruit and the fire from the dragon's mouth were the same. She spoke to the dragon, saying, I desire this flame, but I am not like you, and I do not breathe fire. Will you show me?
Okay, and then so like I said earlier, I kind of crapped on Chad's stream. Hey, get some cards out, man. You haven't even brought in a saint. You know, it's been a day. There's a thing with state-based consciousnesses and multiple identities, and some of them, you know, are the type to go on Chad's stream and take a giant dump and say some terrible shit on Twitter. And sometimes they get control of the light and get to drive the steering wheel. And then other times, like a miracle, a pipe yields resin, and even though you were sure it had already been thoroughly scraped, still some resin appears within it, and you can be yourself and not the guy who wants to die all the time for a minute, and you can stream. So casino card of the show is the 6 of diamonds. 6 of diamonds. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Remember, there is no agency. We want what's best. And so, like I said, well, like me, Chad doesn't have a co-host to highlight comments for him. So all you might have noticed about me crapping on Chad's stream earlier was this, and also what Lance said after was kind of relevant.
I think Grizz is streaming.
I thought one of the things that you
By the sacred order of foolish transparency, no. I was saying in your comments, I said something along the lines of, well, it's cool. It's cool you were streaming, so I don't have to, or something shitty like that. It's because it wasn't to indicate that I was trying to stream. And so he had texted me after this one ended and said that the airways were clear. No, though I'm stomping all over Sunday Night Open Mic with Father Eric. Don't defer time slots to people. It's too much. It's too much.
Let me just
And-
add one thing. I think one of the things he shared. Okay, Ken. I'm good, Ken. Yeah,
hurry
no,
up.
I think one of the things I think one of the things that was really interesting that he started to talk about things when they come to their natural end, whether it be cycles, is when things get so absurd that people just awaken to it, right? And we're at that point, I think, not just in music and like he mentioned, movies, but I think we're seeing that in culture, right?
Yeah.
And where the news is the lie, they've taken it to such an absurd, like everything has reached such an absurdity that ultimately people are going to wake up and there will be a new cycle and a new age.
Yeah. Okay, before we hang up here, Lance, if you want to, do you want to have a conversation with me about that? Conversation?
Oh, dear Lord, he's found more emojis. He's found more emojis. Hey, Pastor Paul, aren't you a channel member? And can't you do Goose colon, and use the Fancy Lobster Monkey Goose or even the colon VNA one and do the colons? Welcome. This is a Grimgris stream. They're getting rarer and rarer. You see, I got some news that smashed a whole bunch of hope. And dealing with this sad dog is really breaking me. And well, let's see. The agency deck card of the show is the 7 of clubs, back in the clubs club. Excellent. Okay, so you played that clip. Now what are you talking? Oh, there's a tie-in. So, basically, the gist of what I was meaning when I took a crap on Chad's live stream with that comment was that I don't know that I'm going to do this anymore. It's becoming more and more difficult to do this as the years go on, and I continue to be a not make it. Let's say it that way. And then so when the lady. And then I came on and I said, "Could you do anything?" They were like, "No, we don't want to hold a conference at your stupid lake, but we'll help fix up your house." This dude came out of the back, the lurkerdom, and said, "Hey, dude, you know I turn houses into Airbnbs for a living. I got a team. I can do this. I can walk you through it. It'd be great." And he chipped in, he played along, and he got a guy to come out to the house and do an estimate on what it would take financially to make it sellable at a value to worth anyone's time. And the value that he came back with required a remediation of the fact that I smoke in this house, which includes replacing the air, the whole HVAC system, and the price tag on the replacement was like 21 grand, and then like it makes a grand, like 25 grand of difference. But essentially, the large lump sum, like landing in my head, being who I am, and the fact that I need to find a better home for this sad dog, because sitting behind me while I play StarCraft all fucking day is not cool. And he watched a lady die, and I don't want to make him go back to the pound. And so I was like, I'll take him to the groomer, and that's not to have sex with him. They wash and clean your dog, and then he takes prettier pictures, and you can like try and find him a home when he's clean. And she was like, has he been like got all his shots and shit? And I'm like, oh no, I guess I'll come back after that. And so it's just all of this stuff going on, and it's like, and what are you really doing with your life? You're a 47, almost not yet, 46-year-old man, and what is it? You're begging on the internet for a living? That's what you do. That's what you do. And then it's just like, and oh, come on, what? I guess I needed branding in between.
In all our searching,
Be on television.
the
People
only
want to
thing
be
we
on
found
television
that
so
makes the
bad.
emptiness bearable is each other.
It's the clout. They want to be on television. People want to be on television so bad.
And I think being
strange.
on television is the worst thing that has ever happened. I feel like an emotional whore, because they don't appreciate that I'm tapping into something sacred, some sacred emotions, and I'm just turning tricks for Johns, turning tricks. And if I do a great job turning this trick, then they'll do a gangbang with their buddies, literally and figuratively. You know, and that's what they want to do.
They want to make all the money out of you.
Oh, and so if you don't see me anymore on this channel, I'll understand that you cancel your memberships and whatnot. But yeah.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get his money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent, because a whole lot of bitches jumping shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get his money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent, will have a whole lot of bitches jumping shit.
In my eyes, I done seen some crazy things in the streets. Got a couple hoes working on the changes for me. But I gotta keep my game tight like Kobe on game night. Like kicking from a hoe, don't know no better. I know that ain't right. Done seen people kill, done seen people deal, done seen people live in poverty with no meals. It's fucked